Crafty. Crafty.
I put a minute
Hey,
delay
I wish
on
I
it
could
this
sing
time.
it. Oh, let me load into the game now.
Yeah, the fun part.
Alrighty then. Should be started, no?
Yep.
All right. Second match of the day, boys. Let's do it.
We should know the maps and everything in the next few minutes.
Pretty shortly.
Of course it is, Buttery.
Right, I've given them basic bug shooting and the ground rules.
Perfect. You're a champ, buddy. You're a champ. I appreciate you, Arky. If I could give you a trophy, I would, but I have nothing to give.
Thank you. I'm the true winner of MLSC.
Yeah, you get to see most of the matches and hang out in them.
And then what I get to do is I get to call results that aren't true and make everyone mad. I mean, that's what happens in football. All of the the ref makes a decision that half the team doesn't agree with, and then you get pummeled to death.
Yep. That's why I like out more where I live, and we do like watch sports things. Like they always yell this, like I'm blind, I'm deaf, I wanna be your ref.
Okay, so who's seeded first? Hopefully it's not difficult because last time it was 8 and 9, and there was 0 pixels between them. Let's see. BWB gets first pick. Okay.
Right. I'm gonna sit here and hang out for these things to get situated. People are slowly rolling in for the next match. We're gonna have less of a European crowd today, which is totally fine, but a little sad. They're already starting the picks. Ooh, look at that. Things are going smoothly. All right, Crafty.
What's
What do
up?
you think's gonna be the first map?
That's a hard one. Polaris is always a safe bet. It's newer.
The 890 got banned, and so the Carrot got banned in the last game. So I wonder what we're gonna see banned today in today's game. I think we'll probably see another 890 ban for sure.
I can see that. Seems like a lot of the teams don't like the 890.
No, but there might be the claimer. But why would I claim her when I hardly know her? Ho ho ho! Today we have Bastards Without Borders and Shadow Fox taking it to the grindstone. It is definitely a grindstone because I'm expecting a high velocity, blood infused match of pure atrocities. Still trying to figure out what's the second band's gonna be here. I'm just trying to think about it. Oh, feel like a carrot got banned. Welcome back, Arky. Has it been done? All right, see you later, Arky. Our ref is working double time today.
Hello. I am back,
Hello, Arky.
and I have the results. Have we started the stream yet?
Yeah,
I am the father?
Maybe.
He wasn't ready for that, boys. Okay, let's hear it. What was the first map to be banned?
First map to be banned. It seems that BWB didn't want the Starfarer, which means I've just spent a ton of REC on a ship that isn't being used today.
Sounds like that should fuel your motivation to make better choices there, bud.
Coming in next, Shadow Fox bans the 890.
Man, okay, yeah. No one likes the 890. It's too expensive. Pledge Store is
Apparently
not in
not.
favor of it.
Now for the picks.
Okay, first pick. Hit me
Shadow
with it.
Fox, BWB picks the Reclaimer.
Reclaimer of the first map. Ooh, okay.
Reclaimer of the first map.
It's an interesting pick.
Next in, Shadow Fox picks the Polaris.
Polaris the second map when the tiebreaker was gonna be
The Carrot, obviously. And then
okay.
the coin flip. So we gave it to BWB for the coin flip. He said tails. We got heads, which means that Shadow Fox got to pick to be on attack. So it starts off with Shadow Fox on the attack and BWB on the defensive on the Reclaimer.
Okay, so it's gonna go attack for Shadow Fox and defend attack defend for BWB.
Yes.
Let's go. I'm actually super excited. I didn't think the Barack or Barack Obama, that's what I was trying to say. God, I was so close yet so far. Was going to be again in this map, but it's the deciding factor. Polaris is a real popular one this one too.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently so, yeah.
All right, so let's start getting the lobbies ready, and then I can't believe we're in the Reclaimers starting a map. What a strong map to start on.
Lobby invites
I am
being
ready
sent
to
out.
go. Oh yes.
Got the invite.
If you're able to stream your screen there, Arky, while you're ref, that'd be dope. So they can see the ref cam. It's always super important. We need our Adidas sponsored Foot Locker
The
appointee.
more streams we get, better.
Hey, if you want more streams, I can do this in the bathroom. So this game is sponsored by the BDC crew. Please, if you look on your left on your way out of the match arena, you'll see a turtleneck shop. Pick up your favorite turtleneck. Rock the BDC apparel. If you know, you know. That's all we could say about that one. So, teams are going to be sorting out their loadouts. We're going to be ready to hop in. Crafty, my good sir. My genuine compadre.
What's up?
How do you think this first map's going to go? Reclaimer.
Be interesting.
Who do you think is going to claim her?
I think it's 50-50.
Well, we're not talking about the rap game. We're talking about MLSC. So I don't want 50 Cent. I want to know who's taking it. Who's the G unit?
That's a hard one. I don't know. I haven't seen either one of them play. Well, I'm just going to throw a coin toss and say.
The Reclaimer is somewhat of a defensive map, so I do hope that we could see some good offensive rounds come through. Starting off in defense does give you the big advantage. So that is going to be the case. Crew is definitely a harder site to attack. It's very, very tight. There's not a lot of options of movement. It's a very coordinated effort. When it comes to the drone area, extremely tight, extremely coordinated. The whole map. Welcome, Heim Delight, and I'm glad that you're here in Heimsite. Very much to have you around.
Hello.
What's up, Heim?
Ready to cast some Major League Star Citizen.
Whoa, show your role for charisma right now. We're doing some casting here. Some Dungeons & Dragons spells.
All right, let me whip out the Ouija board.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I love these games. And I like how we have at least a new map in the lineup that's going to be played. I'm hoping for a 3-map game right here, dude. Like, it's like these games ending too quick. They're ending at 2-0 maps here. We need a 2-1.
I agree. We need a real nail biter here.
It went to 3.
So, were you saying Reclaimer was the first map? Let's give the audience here a little bit of some opinionated strategy analysis on the Reclaimer is the first one, right? So who's attacking first? So Reclaimer, in my opinion, if played a little defense heavy, is the crew core. Then if you lose, the next, let's say you lose drone room, you go back to crew quarters for the last one, so you get that third round on defense there. If if the defense team plays that right, they choose their sites right, it could be interesting. We'll see how hard it is for Shadow Fox to attack. That'll be a good round, good match to watch right there.
I agree with how limited the access points are to this map. There's not a lot of ways to get in. It's just like trying to join Scientology. It's very limited on options. Hoping that we're going to see a little bit more diversity in the weapon loadouts. So far, I think the biggest weapon of choice has been the P8 AR and then the R97.
Strong combo. For sure. I'd rather see more P6 plays, but that's because I'm biased because I play the P6.
The P6, some Kodas, I want to see diversity. I want to see the stuff go down, but I want to see teams win. If they have a strategy that works for them, they get better play their game of chess, and I want to see that team get checkmate.
100%.
Time, a good sir. In your deep and thorough brain, who do you think's taking the first map?
Give me 1 second.
Bastards Without Borders, I'm not gonna lie, I see them a lot in the PU. They're very, very active. I think we got a case of, just like all these other games, things seem closer in the rounds than they are on paper, right? So maybe it'll say for example, the match earlier today. They won 2-0 on maps, but that first map was very, very close. And, FCU then came in with the Carrick and they had Carrick down. So that first map, though, the Cinderborn gave them a run for their money on the Polaris. It was very, very close. And I think, Shadow Fox, they have a lot of FPS experience. Bastards Without Borders is very active, makes up for a good thing. I think Shadow Fox should have the edge here. But like I said earlier, if Bastards Without Borders can play defense right and knows how to use Reclaimer defense to its advantage, they have a real shot at taking this. This is their best bet out of all 3 maps in the pool is on this map. I think this is their they can come out with a bang right here, straight out, because these Smarty Up, I saw Smarty Up, Danksternaut, Kaboom, all these guys, Creed, they're all very active in Arena Commander earlier today and this last week, so they got the arena experience down. We'll see what happens in the game though. I'm excited too. It's gonna be
myself
crazy.
as well. Like you said, one of them are going to edge it out, but hopefully it's not like Microsoft. So we're going to see how this goes. Like matches are going to start soon. A good ref, Arky, is going to be going through and doing his weapon checks, while the rest of us will be setting up our cameras in the right position. At that point in time, those who haven't seen this before will be they'll be going through the MLSC process. One team will attack, one team will defend, and they have to defend a specific site. On the Reclaimer, the first map, you're going to get crew quarters, like Haim said earlier, or drone room, and the other part of the ship, like Haim said also earlier. They will alternate rounds. Oh, we're going in. Let's start this. Boy, I'm ready. I'm re-ready. Haim, if you want to stream to get any extra views, by all means, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you're beautiful.
I was gonna say, I think I could watch your POV and get the hype train going, because I'm the one with the free hands here.
Yeah, well,
I'll start screaming. I'll start hyper analyzing.
Oh, hyper analyzing. That is volume.
Not just
that
normal
is
analyzing.
Metric volume.
Going the extra length.
We've actually managed to get an analyst in for this stream. This is excellent.
Yep. MLSC analyst here. I'm on the payroll. They pay me in gamer bucks. Get one free Archangel P6LR for every game I analyze. It's a good job. It's pretty lucrative pay. I don't mind it.
Yep. Little did you know that SIG named the P6 after LR. No, they didn't. I wish they did. I'm just trying to guess.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
I'll spread it too. I'm gonna say. It originally was just the P6, but they put the LR at the end just for you guys. In honor.
All right, got to relaunch, got to go through the troubleshooting process. Little did you know that you need a career in IT to be able to participate in some of these matches, but nonetheless, it is exciting stuff.
I too love how broken this game is.
If it wasn't broken, what else would we play?
Oh man, if this game weren't broken, I'd play it literally 24/7. You're right, that's scary. Maybe it's a good thing it's kind of broken.
Yeah, it's anti-addiction.
Star Citizen being broken means I'm not no-lifing it 24/7.
This is a good dropship.
Yeah,
We've
we're in
upgraded from the
Valkyrie.
cutty.
We
Much
found
better.
the only use for Valkyrie, which is counteracting bugs in AC.
Sure.
That's the Anvil workaround Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Anvil bug fix.
did someone spawn the Reclaimer with multi-crew off? I think they're unable to spawn on it.
Ah,
Yeah, it's okay. We'll just spawn him with Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie is more reliable anyways.
Yeah, it's more reliable for multi-crew.
I think just as long as someone communicates with them, that I think he's asking in the chat.
So it's a beautiful ship here. Yeah, nice little view.
I got some
Alright,
good speculative talk we can do before this match starts.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
hit us
for it.
with
What you ready? What role do you think the Idris will play in MLSC? Like what sites can we talk about potentially having? Because this thing's pretty laid out already. You know, I've been in that.
Yeah.
Thing. I know that thing like the back of my hand, and I don't. It's not even in the actual game yet. Like you can't spawn it. I think I know the
There's a
Idris
lot of
better than the Polaris for some reason. So I'm
what
hyped for that.
What I'm wondering with the address is possibly splitting it into two. So you can have one map on one side and one map on the other because of how massive it is. Especially in comparison to, say, the Reclaimer or the Starfarer.
I was just thinking how there might be more entrances than we think. Like in the bridge, you know, at the back of the bridge is that isn't there supposed to be like an escape area over there? You could like get out of the bridge quickly instead of having to go all down those stairs and stuff. So like that might be an entrance, and then you got the two big cargo or the hangar entrances. Then you have that raft entrance at the bottom, so that's 4. Is there and then there's the 2 docking collars, so that's 5, 6. So you got I honestly think this might be one of the best MLSC maps. Like I think it's got a couple choke points, but so does everything, and like there's a lot of
Definitely.
versatility with it. I'm pretty hyped.
It's got a lot of good sites too, as well. A lot of rooms that have 2 or more entranceways too, which is really good. Access to the building, to the ship in and of itself is also super like good, as teams don't get bogged down, and it's just not. It doesn't become too much of a grind fest. Ability to rotate is super important. It's a rare kind of thing. That being said, like it is very tight. It's a very intimate map, so there isn't going to be a lot of long range fighting. It's going to be a lot of like ambushes. I think things like there is some long ranges, but lots of doors as well, which cut off lines of sight. Still good for rotations and movement. I think it'd be a definitely good map to put into the lineup. But in your opinion, Heim, what map would you replace in the MLSC lineup for the next tournament if it's available?
Oh, Reclaimer.
Absolutely.
Reclaimer without a doubt. I hate the Reclaimer.
I don't know. I would personally replace the Carrick, but that's just me.
I love the Carrick. I think the Carrick's awesome, but I don't know. I'm bummed that the Idris to me kind of feels like a big hammerhead. You know what I mean? Like it's got those. Yeah, it's got like 2 long hallways and stuff that are the main play areas, and a couple rotating like transfer tunnels back and forth. It's kind of cool.
I'm quite sad that the Hammerhead got removed from the lineup. I thought it was quite nice.
Me too, but like there's a confirmed bug now, and I think a lot of people are experiencing it. It's AMD drivers. The current drivers have a pretty high chance of making like the entire hammerhead unusable. Like for me, it's all like complete fog still to this day. I literally can't see in it, but like people with NVIDIA cards apparently don't have it. I don't remember where we left off on that, but and then it was unrentable as well in AC for a long time.
So
it's still unrentable. Yeah, and apparently it's most. I tried renting it the other day, like 2 days ago. Did not work. I couldn't rent it. I was like, this is stupid.
By the way, quick question: which team is red and which team is blue?
SFOX is red. BWB is blue.
Okay,
it's on the stream too.
Find BWB. Yeah, I'm trying to find BWB. I can't see them anywhere.
All right, well, you can find them in the Discord channel that they're in, and then go ask them some good questions.
Yeah, I'll go ask. It's apparently an EU server. Do we want to switch? We might want to switch.
Yes.
Yeah, we do
gotta
want
go
to switch.
to US.
Yeah. Okay.
Back to menu.
Get your passports ready, boys. We're going to America. Can't have budget cuts without budget cuts.
Yeah, I think a pretty good MLSC lineup in the future will be something like Idris, Polaris, 890, Carrick, Hammerhead or something. That'd be pretty sick.
Well, it depends on someone. First, get some
Yeah.
follower out there too, So we can always have like so right now we have 5 maps. We can always increase it to 7 and have more bands involved and whatnot.
Ooh, that would be cool. I think that would make things really interesting. And then if we swap those, with the coin flip stuff beforehand, and do some fine tuning for next season, it'll be even better. Things should be going pretty well actually. There'll be like a lot of diversity with
Yeah,
the
and if the
map
new
pool.
guns get added to the arena commander pool, then we can also see more weapon loadouts as well in this. Currently, there's only the scorch attachments for the ballistic size 2 weapons, which is totally cool. Only on the barrel attachment. There's no scopes, nothing.
Interesting to
And
see some
with
of those
that, like,
scorch scopes, for sure.
Oh yeah, I would like to see some more of the attachments, but I am a fan that like at least the tweaker mod for the emods, the emod size 2 isn't in, because then it would tighten up the diversity of the matches. But nonetheless, we still saw what P8 SC in the last one, the P8 ARs, with some R97s, there's a bunch of Coda pistols, LH86s. There was quite a few, and the Karna. There was quite a few weapon choices that were used, so hopefully we see some similar diversity in this one too. So Heim, who do you think is going to get the opening kill on this map?
I think Shadow Fox will get the opening kill.
I'd agree with that.
I have a feeling they're going to play very aggressive. I think they might catch one of these BWB guys out of place. But you know, defense is defense, right? So maybe these BWB guys kind of fortify and hold it down 4v5 or something. But usually with a lot of these like newer teams, they'll have someone will overextend, and that's where like the more experienced FPS players, they know how to take advantage of that kind of stuff. So I feel like we might see like a kill from Shadow Fox if they play really aggressive on attack here, like really early.
Yep,
Well, you
that's
see,
a good point.
I was speaking to the Cinder guys afterwards because they lost their defense on the Carrick, which was quite a defender-sided map, and I think they agreed when I said they'd overcooked the defense. So there could be an amount of overthinking that goes on where someone overcooks the defense or overcooks an attack on an easy
Yeah, I can
map
see it
and they
going
get
either
wrong.
way.
Yeah.
Well,
If
just like Tinder, I'm hoping to
BWB
see a surprise here from BWB here today.
If BWB is good at team shotting, that first person through the door is going to get insta-killed.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see.
we saw turtle strats from FCU today, didn't we? Where they were all on objective.
I mean, it's a
Turtle
pretty
strats.
effective strategy. Especially like, for example, medbay on Polaris. Like camping the
That's what
actual
they were doing
medbay is it's a very, very effective strat. It's hard to, because you know, those clear doors in the medbay are what make it really, really good to hold like that. If those doors were not there, it would be a whole different situation because someone could peek, throw a grenade, but if they do that right now, they're going to hit the door, and those people could just sit in the med bay and wait for the grenade to go off and only open the door when they have to. And on top of all that, let's say you do push in that middle area with the med bay, you have angles from both doors going straight at the desk. Like it's almost impossible to take when you have a good setup.
It is risky to put all your eggs in one basket, my friend.
At the same time, right? It is risky. And there are definitely ways to slow, you know, and that's where it starts to become a matter of you're playing against the clock. Like, you got to use all 5 minutes to whittle these guys in the med bay down before you can push and maybe kill them all. That's kind of the goal in that scenario.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see which one of those strategies you're gonna come up with today. Hopefully, we're gonna see like some good extensions in the map. But it does not hurt at all to like have those kind of anchor type strategies, especially on the crew. It's completely understandable considering what kind of how it is. You know, I like the I like the reclaimer for the drone section, but crew is definitely a pain simply to attack. It's a very defender starter map.
Maybe we'll see some massive utility usage that changes everything.
I think grenades are a huge variable in this. A lot of people find them unreliable, and they are unreliable, but there's a lot of like gameplay potential in cooking a grenade correctly and throwing it at a place and coordinating a push, even whether you're on offense or defense, you know. So
I think everyone here that's ever used a grenade in Star Citizen still has PTSD from them falling out of your hand as soon as you throw them and blowing up at your feet.
Yeah, no matter how confident you are,
Yeah,
you can still get screwed over by it for sure. Looks like our ref is getting set up in the reclaimer. We got a
Making
Does
my
not
way over
work
there
well,
right
I
now.
Can't read. What? I'm assuming chat and check password.
if you click the lowest channel, like you scroll down with your mouse wheel and click all, you should be able to communicate with both teams. That's what I was using when I was reffing. I was chat checking, the globals.
Right now we're showing off the two sites. Here's drone room for those who are watching. And crew.
The stream is currently watching from inside the Valkyrie. Both refs seem to be in the Valkyrie.
It's not a bit of a
This is
delay.
the crew
It's fine.
quarters. For the crew quarter, the bathroom is not a part of the play.
Yeah, they didn't realize. BWB didn't realize they had to spawn on the Valkyrie because of bug workarounds.
Okay, they do now. They took the extra moment to get some strategies ready and get ready for the offensive capacity of SFOX.
I need to find a good place to
We'll
sit.
get to find out today if SFOX lives up to the Fox name and if they're ready for the hunt. Hopefully, just like the condiments we see on the table here, that BWB can catch up and just mustered the ability to just relish in the moment.
So it looks like Shadow Fox is ready on the Valkyrie. Is Bastards Without Borders ready on Reclaimer?
We'll find out. See what site they're in.
Half their team had the grey button, so I've just told them to exit and respawn on Valk.
Oh, they didn't have a deploy button?
They had the grey button.
I need a turret. Yo, where are the turrets here?
Behind you. Up that ladder. Middle ladder.
I'm in that
It's
turret.
directly behind
Go
you.
to the cockpit, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just go to the cockpit.
behind you, Crafty.
Okay.
Go behind. Wait, are you the mainstream? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm
He's
the
the
mainstream. Here, I have a terminal.
Go to the cockpit, my good sir.
Yeah. Just go down that elevator or the ladder. You could backwards drop down it.
Okay.
Sorry,
16, the
it was
first
delayed,
site.
so I gave you late advice. That was my bad.
Yeah, I'll just make my way to the cockpit. It's good.
It's okay. So it looks like the first site's going to be drone. We're waiting for the BWB to fill into the site.
One had to alter for also one moment. Oh no.
I know the map to play the map. I don't know the map to like actually the non-play areas here.
It's best if you interact with a console or something there, Craft.
Yeah.
There's a console down here.
Hmm.
It's right there. You just passed it on your screen.
I mean, nobody should be in
yeah.
the front of the cockpit, so just sit in one of the side seats in the cockpit, and
Okay.
you shouldn't get shot there. I'll be doing that.
So what is Bastards Without Borders defending first, crew?
I think
We
it's going to
don't
be
know
drone.
yet.
Take the elevator to the cockpit then.
I'm watching them fill in right now.
So choosing drone, like I was talking about earlier, does change the strategy quite a bit here because drone is arguably the easier site to attack. So that means Bastards Without Borders is going to be doing,
Can I go to the
two,
cockpit,
they
please?
have that extra potential. They're giving an edge to Shadow Fox basically on attack here. They did not pick a crew, which is arguably easier to defend than drone. So,
Craft, you go to the very front of the ship. You're going to the
Yeah,
drone
that's what
side.
I'm doing right now.
I'm just watching your stream.
The elevator's not working. Alright, there we go. Making my way over to drone right now.
there are strategies to take crew. it's just, yeah, drone has a few entrances to take it, whereas crew only has that one. So we'll see what Bastards Without Borders can do on drone, and Shadow Fox can take advantage of the little advantage BWB just gave him.
Well, we'll find out soon.
Okay, I believe BWB are ready. I shall inspect their guns, make sure that they've not got anything. They shouldn't.
Our
have
ref takes
on.
his job quite seriously.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want any of these guys having med guns. That's basically the main thing I'm looking out for.
I don't know. Do the med guns actually work? I tried to use them in AC the other day and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, you have to
so.
manually do it though.
Oh.
All right, so at any moment we'll be getting ready to get the first round started. Crafty giving us a good, explorative view of the Reclaimer for those who haven't seen it or seen the map in its detail. They're checking their weapons. BWB is looking for the fight.
Okay, once Shadow Fox announces they're ready, we can get on with the first round of the game.
Just looking to see. Oh, the Valkyrie is placed directly above from Shadow Fox. Looking to see how they can use the direct line of sight for it. Okay, let's check the chat.
Arky, if you're able to stream your POV, I can throw it up on here too. So there's 3 angles for people to watch from.
Yeah, I'll restart Max. I think it broke when I had to quit the game. Is that working? Yes.
All right, match starts in 15 seconds. Let's get it going. Let's go see what BWB does as their initial setup. All right, match has begun. Players taking positions. This one on the gravity spot. Players moving to the front. They're taking an aggressive stance at the end of drone, not playing the rest of the map. They're going to allow SFOX to get an easy entrance. SFOX is making their way down. It's raining men from SFOX right now, but luckily you can't rain in space.
And hallelujah for those docking collar ports, 9, am I right? Those guys are going straight in there. They fit like a glove. They are ready to take that main hallway leading to the kitchen.
Yeah, SFOX is collecting intel, playing it intelligently.
They even have one guy on the outside looking through the windows, seeing if BWB has any players pushed up.
Yeah, but where do you go next from the window, Heim?
You can have one player rotate to the ladder area, and actually, I think it's a little difficult with the new EVA system to do that. I would just go through the docking collar at the team and stick together, try and kind of death fall through that
but I
main
was hoping
hallway.
you're going to say the wall.
There's that docking collar port right in kitchen that a lot of teams like to use.
Yep.
I think it's just better to hold the hallway because with the new EVA system, you slow down a lot when you get to the walls of ships, and you kind of got to time your push with that. It's a little difficult going through that docking collar when you could just get killed by one guy if you're moving slowly through it. So
Yeah, if you're not prepared, you'll get easily caught off guard. SFOX is taking their way to slowly move up, clearing each room. Crew and captains are both being cleared out right now. As they have a 4-man push happening from the rear side of the ship, working their way. With one guy entering through the docking collar here. Yeah,
Shadow Fox has now made their way through kitchen. They'll be opening the main door to the next section of the Reclaimer, which is the drone room.
First contact was made here at the...
A good crossfire by BWB. And Shadow Fox pushes in. First Shadow Fox down. I was wrong on my prediction. BWB gets the first kill. Fire Drake. Second Shadow Fox goes down. Smarty up. That might be one of their better players.
Shadow Fox is oh, a 2 for Shadow Fox.
They've traded. They've traded. It's a 3v2 in Shadow Fox's favor, if I'm not wrong.
They've poured to the end of the room. Big kills coming in.
It looks like Shadow Fox ends up taking the round.
Really aggressive push from Shadow Fox.
Yeah. I was surprised. They kind of staggered at the beginning right there. It looked like it was getting a little shaky, and then they said, you know what, screw it. We're a team, we're going to play as one, and they just poured right through, took the starboard side, and just ran down that corridor to take the objective. Super strong play.
Yeah, they it looked like Shadow Fox got the they got those two guys on each corner, and the two guys backing them up couldn't keep pressure on that main entrance into the drone room area. So, like I was saying, this is an attacker heavy, a more attack sided site, whereas the crew's more defense sided. BWB's kind of giving up the advantage they get on this map, but they still got a chance. This could be in the bag for Shadow Fox if they play this right and get this next round on defense. It'll be 2-0, and then they just got to get back to drone room, and that could be another win for them. You know, it'll be interesting to see how BWB fares on attack. Maybe they are just as organized and can get around back. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe the limitation of the borders of the map is what's holding them back. So when they're on offense, they don't have, they can be without borders officially.
They just don't like all the borders on defense.
Too constricted. They need creative movement. That was definitely an exciting first match. It started like a little slow, and then the climax came and hit hard. Time. How did you think BWB could do to bounce back for this next round of offense here?
I think they need to play together a little bit more. In that last round, it seemed like they were a little split in holding that main hallway, that main push, when they should have been shooting at the same area, had better angles, I think. In this next round, they got to watch out for Shadow Fox pushing up to the entrances and holding them. I think we may see an aggressive, unless we're playing crew, I think we might see an aggressive play by Shadow Fox here. And they might fight at the docking collars and not even let BWB in. If I were Shadow Fox, that's what I would do at that point. You know, try and keep them off balance, not even let them in the ship, sort of thing. But we'll see. We'll see if BWB is ready for something like that.
Yeah, I definitely know that Shadow Fox has practiced this map before, so they definitely have some idea how it plays out. But I want to see BWB like step up to the plate and show people like why they entered this tournament. They're here to take a dub, and not just one but two.
Sure, this is a good time to ask. What does everyone think of that medical bay in the Star Lancer attack? It made me want to buy it myself.
I haven't paid attention to it. I'll look at it when it's in the game.
If it's not in the game, it doesn't exist, and it can't hurt me or my wallet.
I saw it in a video from CIG this last week. If that doesn't make it in the game, I'm gonna be sad. It's a really good-looking medical bay.
It depends if you're playing the game, as in the executable, or the Pledge Store game.
Oh, I'm pledging for that tech, let me tell you. That medbay. I'm going on some Bob adventures with that.
I think SFOX is going to start with the crew defense here.
It would appear so.
That's quite the smart play here. Like, you want to take a hyper defensive spot for your second round and try to really strong arm the map into your position, give yourself a real big advantage. It takes quite a lot of coordination to pull off this kind of attack, as there's not a lot of options into the map. It's quite limited. But so the gunfights grindy, and they're usually met at the gate.
We get a cam on the kitchen area, because I can watch the fucking.
So they are Shadow Fox is
No.
holding a drone room or crew for defense.
They're going for it looks like.
Okay. If BWB plays this right, they would rush straight into that captain's quarters across from crew and get this, lone guy. Try and get these guys that are like, singled out by themselves, and then maybe push into crew as a big force. But it looks like, Shadow Fox might be giving them an opening by playing that aggressive if they don't all sit in crew.
I'm trying to figure out where all of their guys are.
One's in captains, one's in the mess hall, and then the other ones I think are in sight.
I might start expediting it to tell them to pick up the pace and get back into sight.
Yep, no, tell them to get in sight. Like, they shouldn't take too long.
There we go. Just as I was saying that, they picked up the pace. Okay. Starts.
All right, so map started. We have one person in captains. We have
They have-
one person watching the docking collar.
They really have left captains completely bare. There's 3 people in there, and one person's just going in and out. If BWB see this, if they can look in through the window and see this, they would be wise to just rush in and hold it.
So we have one guy checking from BWB, they're checking the docking collar. The other guy is watching for the information and captains. He sees a player there.
Mm-hmm.
He might be trying to tell them that he's the captain now. We'll find out when they get into the ship.
They do see that what's going on with the only one person in crew.
I don't think they know that someone's watching the docking collar. Like, they couldn't see him. The guy's playing smart. He's hiding behind in the section here. So it's confirmed that. Yeah, he's sitting right there. He's got his gun ready.
So it does seem like Shadow Fox has a more aggressive defense here. BWB moving in slow.
Action's beginning. Sounds like action's coming here. Ooh, nade down the hall from BWB. There's 3 in the airlock right now.
BWB gets their first kill. Bloodbeard
Yeah.
gets a kill on Spirio for the first blood.
He took over the docking. Spear was their
Wow.
docking collar player.
Defeating all of my predictions, he made it through the docking collar and killed the guy holding it. That is impressive on
Looks like he did not need
play.
permission to land.
BWB making their way through the kitchen.
And the
pinching
flank.
Now,
Oh.
and the big fight
Big
breaks
flank.
out. Looks like it's a 3v3. Or no, Thought
Oh, the rush
Patrol
going
killed
down.
a
The
teammate.
panic of the team.
I think Thought Patrol TK'd Bloodbeard.
Amazing flank from SFOX there.
Yep, Smarty made a big play. Did he come from the elevator or did he come up the ladder?
Came from the elevator.
Smarty up
Smarty
TKing a teammate as well.
This is
I
our
think-
round.
I'm guessing the feeling this is round.
They might have claimed around at that point. That's why they were doing that.
If one person's alive now, I will laugh.
One BWB is alive. That would be pretty
Yeah.
funny, yeah.
Patience is a virtue. Let's see if they have virtue.
Okay, I think that's another round to SF. We're getting GGs in chat.
So SF took 2 rounds back to back. They had a cheeky play from Smarty up, hiding away what looks like to be in the elevator. Coming out to ambush him and say hello, have a good day, give him the good news of the R97.
Yeah, that flank was really nice.
Yeah, it was a smart play by their part. Smarty did the best that he could with his ability to take as many people as he could with him. What a round. Okay, did not expect this, the level of aggression to happen.
So I think BWB, if they play this next round correctly, they should have the ability to get a round back here. But I don't know if that's going to be good enough for them to get 2 rounds. I mean, actually, you know what? Because Shadow Fox won in crew, they are going to have to defend drone room next round. So there is potential for
true.
BWB to win this next round on defense on crew, the next round on attack with drone, and then it'll be 2-2. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out though.
Yeah, but they still have a chance also to go back to drone as well. They're not locked at any sites as of right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they should try out crew and see how their defense goes because they were not able to hold the choke point on drone.
Yeah, it's a good round for SFOX. Like, this map seems to be in their favor. Like, they're at match point. It's just, let's see if we can see some Roger Federer and they can just end it here.
Surprisingly, this is BWB's map pick. Interesting.
Yeah. Doesn't bode well for BWB to lose this map and pour into the SFOX map where they get the side that they the map they wanted.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good to let BWB get the home turf. Sorry, SFOX get the home turf.
So the 2 bans were the 890 and the Starfarer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
So what's the next map we got here coming up after this?
The
If
Polaris.
oh, it'll be interesting. We'll see if BWB can take advantage of the inexperience overall. It's a newer ship, not as many people know
They
any
may
good
be-
angles and stuff. We might see BWB get some rounds on there.
They may be able to take advantage of the fact that we believe it's an attacker-sided map.
It's been looking like that today, anyways. Like in the last game
Yeah.
that happened, there was only attack rounds won. Super surprising in these kinds of environments, but there's usually always a defensive advantage, not just because of the time, but because they have to set up and everything. So pleasant surprise there.
Yeah, I think in a way the game's sort of become attacker-sided overall with the TTK and med pen to 100 sort of stuff going on. Kind of just getting in a death ball with the rest of your group and rushing something and just kind of trading kills and running through and constantly trading kills. It seems to work pretty well with the way the FPS is designed. So, it's if something is defensive sided, it's got to be very decent defensive sided nowadays. I think.
Here we go. BWB
You're right. The
finally
Polaris
getting-
is very attack based right now.
So do you know what type BW is doing?
BWB are now entering the.
Oh, it looks like they're going for a crew defense here. Just saw a couple of them enter the site.
Yeah, looks like crew.
Yeah, it does look like crew.
So again, this is their chance to kind of redeem themselves. They have two advantages in these next coming rounds. Could even up the series if they manage to take advantage of it. Defense
Yeah,
crew is pretty good, and attack drone is pretty good. So we have Shadow Fox defending first on or attacking first on Polaris as well, right? And it is an attack heavy map, as we're saying.
No,
so...
BWB are attacking first on Polaris.
Oh, you're right. BWT are attack. Okay, so yeah, they got a real shot at coming back on Polaris here.
This may be a weird situation where Shadow Fox wins BWB's pick and BWB wins Shadow Fox's pick.
Like, it's possible, and I hope to see it. Like, we want to see these maps go through and go to the distance. It's always super entertaining that way.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more teams not ban A90.
I mean, it's expensive. You know, who wants to play the Origin 890 junk? You know, like it's poor on the rec wallet. I can understand why they want to do that.
It is pretty brutal on the wallet. That's true.
Right now, BW is just resetting the map, making sure the elevators, everything are back in play for, like, you know, so like, you know, like the team's got to go through whatever notions they have. They're just, you know, checking, dotting their I's, crossing their T's and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The winner of this will go on to play Howlers in the next match. And I think that'll also be an exciting match. Howlers is an exciting opponent. Like they have a tad more bit of aggression compared to most other teams, and like they are definitely like a practiced team to like in this environment. So they're going to be a challenge for anybody who goes up against them. But before they consider that, they got to make the challenge of this game first.
BWB have someone watching that hatch.
Did the round start?
Yeah, it's started a minute and a
Yeah,
half
yeah,
ago.
round started.
Oh wow.
SFOX are already pushing up into crew.
Whoa, they're moving fast.
It looks like
Two kills for BWB
Two
right here.
kills to BWB. Oh, it's
Two
a
more kills.
4v1 now.
4
Oh,
kills
one's
would be
about
the
to get murdered
WB.
inside the docking collar here. There he is. He goes down. He says, "Hello, God. May I enter?"
4v1.
Danksternaut trying to hold for Shadow Fox. We'll see if Dank can get in there and take over crew, but it's not looking good for him.
No, he's got an uphill battle here.
It's a 4v1, I believe.
It is.
I think Dank does have an R97 though. Looked like he did, so it is
Yep,
pretty powerful.
R97
Not
and
multi-kill
Karma.
gun.
He's also versus an R97 though.
And Dank goes
Oh!
down with a P6
He goes
headshot.
down.
Ooh, what a snipe!
Castro was just not having it today. He was like, "I'm sorry, buddy, but we're ending this round. We need to bring this back." And he did exactly that.
Got it.
He used his third eye to give Dank a third eye.
So like we were saying, this was a good round for BWB to take back and start getting some rounds in. They are, you know, still on match point here, but Attack on Drone Room, if they do get this round, they deserve to be in the tiebreaker without a doubt. That, you know, I think they have a shot. I think, you know, that you get that confidence boost off of winning this kind of round, this last one. It's their first round so far that they won, and I think once that happens, it gets that morale up, and they might attack together, and they might actually get into Drone Room and be as successful as they might answer back to Shadow Fox right here. Tie it up, and then we'll see who... I guess, in that sense, if they do win Drone Room 9, they are forced to defend Drone Room themselves in the 5th round, right? And that is kind of not ideal when they've won crew on defense but lost drone on defense. What do you think happens? Do you think they can defend drone the second time here if they get a second shot at it? BWB?
I think so. It
They'll
just might be
have
the
to.
case that BWB is a slow starter. Like they were. I don't think they were expecting the level of play from SFOX's first two, but they seem to have stalwarted them here at that push. So we might just be them just be slow rolling right now, and this could be the comeback that they're building up.
Thing is, the next two are going to be on. They have to be on Drone Room because both teams now have won crew. Both teams are now going to have to play drone.
Yep. That's what I was saying. So they, like, basically BWB, they lost their first defense on drone, right? So this is going to be kind of their redemption round on drone. Can they do better this second time around and manage to take the map from Shadow Fox? That would be an upset if they took this first map from Shadow Fox.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
with
'cause-
Shadow Fox's steamrolling early on, yeah, it would be an upset.
Yeah, but you know, they did show signs of having that fight in them. Like in that first round, right off the bat, they got those first 2 kills. They just couldn't hold it. Maybe they got to get that consistency if they want to win this match. That's for sure. We're getting ahead of ourselves talking this in the future. But let's say, oh, is the round started?
Not
No,
yet.
it looks,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think they're just looking at stuff. But you're
Oh,
speaking
okay.
of science. You're telling me that they see Bruce Willis?
Yeah, they see dead people. 100%.
Well, they just might if they keep this up. All right, looks like the teams are getting ready to pour into the site. Like Arky, like in a moment, like over the next few seconds, if they aren't ready, get them in inside the site, and so we can get the ball rolling over here. We want the ball
Nine, what do
rolling
you
like
think?
it is in Gravity. Oh, yep.
Do you think Shadow Fox plays aggressive from drone in the same way they did from crew? What do you think?
I think
I
we've
think
seen them
Shadow
being
Fox is gonna
aggressive the
extend into
whole
match,
match.
for sure.
So I think they're gonna go stick with their whole aggressive play style. It seems to be working for them for the most part.
Tempo does keep people off guard, and high energy tempos to keep people like panicked and with the high intensity. Just waiting for
think,
them to get this.
I think BWB's actually got a lot of advantages in these map bans and coin flips. So, despite them being a little bit of an underdog here, they've been given a good hand overall, and it's given them a real shot. I'm hyped. This is a good match so far.
Yeah, but they might just find themselves to be the up dog.
Let's see.
And hopefully they'll end up saying, "What's up, dog?" as they hopefully take the first map.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3.
There's 4 people in sight right now.
One of them's
Where's
in
the
the
third?
No, 5
copy.
people. No, yeah, 4 people.
We have 5?
Maybe I only see 4 right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's only 4. Where's the 5th? Oh no, I do see 5.
Yeah.
That is sneaky.
He's laying down in that corner.
Oh yeah. Dark like my hopes and dreams. Couldn't see him at all.
So let's talk about drone room. Let's talk about type of defensive strategies we might see. In my opinion, I think there's 3, right? Like you got the actual sitting in the drone room defense, which realistically the grenades do not favor you in that situation. I think you can get grenaded pretty crazily in there.
I think
there's
Buddy
a lot
the
of stuff
floor
on
might
the
be trying
grounds.
that. Yeah, I think Buddy on
Yeah.
the floor might be doing that.
I think a second, strategy is playing that outer ring around drone room, that initial O-shaped hallway around drone room, right? You kind of spread out over there, and then your third strategy is that ultra aggressive, directly at the docking collar type stuff. So I think we'll see one of those 3 employed by Shadow Fox in this scenario. We said they've been like Crafty said, they've been playing aggressive this whole time. Likelihood they are going to play aggressive, but is it going to be a too aggressive? Like, is it going to be that hallway, or is it going to be at the docking collar again? I'm kind of
Well, it
interested
looks
to
like
see.
none of them are in the docking collar right now.
Has the round started?
Yeah, BWB have
round
taken
is
the
started.
back docking collar.
All right,
So they're
so
taking it slow though.
they're doing the hallway. It looks like they're doing that
Yeah,
middle
they're
option.
playing the perimeters with
It's a
the
smart
cubby hole.
option. Smart option.
Got 2 at the end of the hall, and 1 in each cubby. There.
So we're just missing that 5th player who he's probably hiding somewhere or sitting in front of the cockpit to defend anyone from pushing from there.
Got a wild card in the midst. Look at those group peaks. That looks very, very well done by BWB.
Yeah, they are ready for a flank right now. They are ready on sitting on top of it. We have a C-54 here in this man's hands, a second C-54 in that hands. I think that guy brought a silencer on it, but they're still going to hear him coming. The tension is rising as the team enters mess. They're getting ready to clear the area while still leaving. Are they leaving someone behind? I can't see that. One person there.
They're moving up.
Alright, they're entering the T-junction here. They're clearing methodically. We We got
In?
4 in.
Looks like
Uh,
they have first
you think so right
contact.
here? Copy
Oh,
player
you
goes
got one
down. It is
BWB down. They traded.
Yeah,
And
there's trade.
BWB TK'd, it looks like, maybe one. Oh, no. It was, so BWB is down 2, I
Yeah.
believe. BWB
Down
is
3.
now down 3.
BWD is now down 4.
1 left on BWB side. He's down to
I
Dankster.
believe that's
Dankster out
all.
with the triple kill, I think, that round.
Looks like it. Yeah, I think there was a TK. There was 1 kill from Smarty Up, and then 3 for Dankstrut. That
Now
goes
to Shadow Fox.
round. Yeah, round and map to Shadow Fox. Wow, big map played by Shadow Fox. Good stuff for them. They attacked on what I would consider, at least for myself, a defensively oriented map. That says a lot about their coordination right there.
Yeah, it does. And the sheer level of aggression that they had. They didn't give the enemy any breathing room.
No, not at all. But like, and I think that tempo change that was played here by SFOX, where they weren't really as aggressive, more like playing for the choke points and execution, really I think messed with the mental there a little bit of BWB, as they were expecting that kind of aggression, and it just wasn't there. I think BWD really did play into the SFOX strategy here, but now we go back to menus. They could change the weapons up as they move on to the next map where we play on the Polaris.
I'll change it to Kill Collector and let them both know they can change it.
Ooh, I was hoping to see a comeback game from that one, but this still has a chance for BWB. Nothing would be more exciting to see them just take the map from SFOX, and we go to that third map on the Carrick.
Yeah, after that crew hold that BWB had, I was kind of thinking they might actually manage to pull it back, but SFOX's aggression is just really hard to counter.
And
Yeah, so to
that's okay.
recap, Shadow Fox just took the first map 3-1 versus BWB. That means Shadow Fox is up 1 on maps. They just need 1 more map win to win the match. And this next round is going to be played on a Polaris. BWB is going to attack first, and the Polaris does have a lot of attackers' momentum on it. I think to a novice, it might be a little difficult. BWB might have some difficulties on that, but if they've, built up any cohesion or coordination over the last map, I think they should be able to overcome any defensive strategy Shadow Fox might have employed here. We'll see what Shadow Fox does. Does Shadow Fox play aggressive on the Polaris as well? I think they could switch it up on BWB entirely and start turtling, going really, really defensive as well and throw them for a loop. I'm kind of curious to see what Shadow Fox does more than BWB here.
I think you got a good point. I think it would be smart for Shadow Fox to kind of maintain what they did in the last round and play more execution-based, so that way they can maintain that tempo shift and keep BWB on their toes, because whenever they decide to be aggressive, BWB just might not be ready for it.
Yeah, that kind of like bursting mid-round and forcing the fight when BWB doesn't want it. That seems to be what Shadow Fox is really excelling at these rounds.
Yeah, it might be their bread and butter, and I can't believe it's not butter.
Lobby failure. Okay. Actually, come on.
So, boys, questions for you. Who do you think is going to take the first round? Who do you think is going to get the opening kill?
I think the level of aggression we've seen from Shadow Fox isn't going to be as effective on the Polaris, simply because of the longer sight lines, making the P6 and the P8 a lot more lethal, and the ability for them just to get team shot right out the rip is going to be a lot more interesting.
I think so. I think you're right. I think it's going to be interesting to see. It does play completely different compared to the Reclaimer. It's a much more open map. There's many more places to be. There's many more places to hide. It's much harder to be predictable on this map, and yeah, because of the ability. Oh, we got a bad map pick. Like,
It gave us Atmo.
please, chat, please put a F in chat for the ref.
That's back to menu.
That's
Yeah,
next.
back to menu.
We got buttery sized violin noises coming out here now.
Also changed it to last week. Never mind. Ugh.
I do think on the first round, like I want it to go to BWB, but I do think SFOX is going to start off strong. They're probably going to get an opening pick. Their Smarty Up seems to be wanting to go on the flank and do what he can, so like he's probably going to be hiding somewhere. I'm going to predict he's going to be chilling in the cockpit if he so chooses to do this.
Did you
If not,
notice,
they're gonna-
Nine? In the first round, Smarty Up was pushing, and then he started doing a little bit of, flanking maneuvers and kind of throwing him off. And I think he found his groove really quick. Started contributing a good amount. Even though on attack, being the first one in is never the easiest job. It's pretty difficult, right? So.
Yeah, you're completely right. And honestly, if he keeps up, I think the Emperor found his groove.
Very good.
There we go.
It would be nice to see a third map for this one.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's like I want to see a tiebreaker. I want to see people taking to the edge. So it looks like we're starting. We're gonna have to hit the troubleshooting process because it is a new free flight map. So every time people join in, they have to troubleshoot every time. Oh, it's yep.
The map now is the Polaris.
Yeah, we'll spawn. Go to the troubleshooting process. All right.
Okay. Am I missing someone on the blue team?
Polaris is a mighty large map.
So we'll get there. Oh.
Did I go cockpit? I think I'm just gonna take the same turret I did last time.
And like, if it's all possible, can you go down and find out what kind of issue they're having? Is it
Yeah, I'll do
you click on the button and it doesn't let you in?
Just let me go there now. I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It was BWB, you said, correct?
Yes, BWB is having the issue.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, that's all 5. It's fine. They figured it out. Okay. Looks like they're okay. Yep.
All right, they're all sorted.
Yeah. As soon as I sent you off I got the notification, but yeah, they were all right. Okay. I shall.
Well, as we're at the prepping phase here, like, hi, my good sir. How do you feel about having this map being added to the MLSC lineup, and how that has affected the way things have played?
I think you're talking about the Polaris, right? How it's
Yes,
affected
sir.
things. Yeah, I think it being the first capital ship in the game, definitely has that big attraction to it. That it's kind of the hot new thing. Everyone already knows about the Polaris. They've probably been in one. They're getting familiar with the interior. So I think it's a newer map, but at the same time, some of these more experienced teams already know a lot about it, right? I think it kind of creates a scenario where a veteran team would take advantage of a more novice team because of that. But there is a level of that in every map. But for the Polaris specifically, because it's very, very new, we'll see. I think it's got some RNG on it for sure still. But yeah, I think it actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it ends up giving a veteran team kind of an upper hand against a more novice team, especially in the MLSC sort of thing. Because, this is just our second tournament. It is a really good FPS format that teams, even who aren't participating in the tournament, do themselves. So, it's got a lot of merit with it. I think a lot of people are adopting it. But it is still newer to some teams. And I give a lot of credit and a lot of kudos to the teams that signed up this year.
Just let you know, we just started.
Oh, gotcha.
Kanan, you're not streaming.
You're not streaming?
No, Kanan.
I'm streaming. I am.
But yeah, just to finish that, I do give a lot of credit and kudos to the teams that signed up this year. I think Sinister, for example, they only had 4 or 5 weeks of practice prior to playing, and they did really well despite that. So, yeah, just want to give a lot of respect and stuff to those teams that did that. We got a lot of them coming in the docking collar over there.
Yep. When you said it gives merit, do you think it's enough to get out of the cluster?
Now you got to do a lot of takedowns and oxygen missions for that.
Well, we'll see if they manage to take down the opponent here. First round is playing now.
5-man push from medical side.
Yep, strong push medical.
Clearing medical as they move up.
They expanded into the hangar area.
Moving up towards engineering now. Very slow and methodical from them on this one.
Alright, it's smart. They've already made it to the engineering area. It looks like there is going to be a full anchor strategy happening here. Already challenging the things here.
Calling up the elevator.
Yep, BWB is making sure the elevator is out of play for the enemy team, so they can't just flank around them, at least from that way. 1 nade out from BWB. Potential second nade also. Yeah, 2 nades from BWB, they have 18 left. Combat's happening, going down. That's a third nade as well from BWB. They're using the utility, which is good to see.
There's a fifth nade.
Fourth nade out as well. They're pushing into site now. BWB is trying to take some names. First kill for BWB. Second, one kill
They
for.
traded?
Yep. 4-4.
3-4.
3-3.
Trade another
3-2.
trade. Smarty up with the kills and Dank. This is going good for Shadow Fox. It looks like they're up by 1.
Shadow Fox is just turtling
Looks
in the
like-
back of sight. No.
The site should be contested as of right now.
I think it is a 2v3 if I'm not mistaken. In Shadow Fox's favor, they have 3.
Yeah, BWB is gonna regroup and recoordinate. That's another one for SFOX. That's a cleanup for
And they
SFOX.
get-
That's round
Yep,
for
that goes to
SFOX.
Shadow Fox. Good hold by Shadow Fox.
Yep. They
That's our
decided that
first
anchoring the
Polaris.
position was the first thing to do.
That's our first Polaris defense. win.
Yep. A turtle strat here worked in the favor. This doesn't always work in these kinds of sites, but like there's a lot of depth to this one, so that it's hard to make sure you clear out the whole area. So now they're switching sides. Like hopefully they'll bring this back there for BWB on defense here. Like maybe this will be a defensive oriented map today, or at least in this game. But we'll find out.
So out of both sides, which ones do you guys think is the easiest to defend here?
They play differently, at least in my mind. Like you can't play them both the same. Just because how it is. It definitely is easier to anchor out and definitely put your players into engineering, as there's like more angles to cover, but it doesn't stop the the ability to take the whole map and push it in. There's enough angles for you to challenge at range and get nades down the lanes to take the site. So I would if I had to say which one's easier to defend, I would definitely say engineering, just because if you do a fallback strategy and you go back into site, you have a better chance of holding it down.
I think Medbay actually for newer teams, I think maybe like the crutch kind of defense spot. So I think overall, in terms of what teams might pick as an easier place, I think a more experienced team might make better use of engineering, right, 9? But I think maybe a lesser experienced team might make better use of Medbay. And Medbay kind of gives them a little bit of room to move around. Like, they don't necessarily have to sit in Medbay. They could kind of hold some other choke points as well and then push at them and stuff. So I think some lesser organized strategies work better on Medbay, whereas they aren't as applicable in engineering. I think you need a little bit more experience for engineering to work better.
Yeah, it looks like the round has started.
Definitely has started.
SFOX is pushing into the
They're
break
going
side. Yeah. Ooh, a lot of the red lights are on. Like, they try to hide within the plain sight here. Like, good choice of action from the boys here. Like, trying to hide and mask your movement. If the light is red and you think your teammate's red, then you might not shoot him. Gives you a chance for that delay.
Possibly a good strategy.
So right now we're just kind of waiting for Shadow Fox to attack. And BWB is holding which site first?
Engineering.
They're in
Oh yeah,
engineering.
yeah, engineering. Sorry, yeah, Shadow Fox. Oh, there's a medical entrance on docking. They might have actually gone underneath by the sounds of it.
Looking underneath.
Lots of doors opening and closing, so they definitely went into the cockpit side. I think they're taking their time and clearing out every little nook and cranny.
But they are halfway through the round now. Just about.
Yeah, looks like they just cleared the dorm room, going down towards. There's 4 players. There's the 5th player right there. They're all on brig side. Heavy brig side push right now.
They are absolutely taking their time.
Clearing every single room.
They're going through it in excruciating detail.
Yeah, they're pouring into the rest of the map. They went across the hangar. One's checking medical, and the other ones are setting up the push over here onto the top of engineering.
Four of them
180.
put into medical.
2 just came from medical. 3 just came from medical.
4.
Oh, I need to learn how to count.
We got contact.
Yeah, first initial rounds are going off. They're firing at the people at the back of the site of engineering. It's another full anchor strategy from the 2 teams. Oh, did they hear the stuff at the back? There's someone coming through a hangar. There's about to be a hangar flank right now.
Oh, they're
I don't
getting
think
shot.
they're ready for this.
Shadow Foxes was just
I don't
getting
think
shot in the
they
back.
haven't realized it.
They haven't. They don't know that there's a flank
Oh,
coming.
he's
right
getting
now, and it's
flanked
happening right now. There's
Oh, he
one
got
down.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
he
Oh,
only
they
gets
traded,
one
they
though.
traded him.
yeah, he had the chance to really do some good damage, but he ate some utility and killed 1 player.
He did waste some of their meds, so I think a 4v4 will make it a little difficult for him to push down with.
And they have
Yeah.
limited time to do so now because they took so long getting up
They
to
have
the
30
point.
seconds.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time for
Give
Shadow
give a
Fox to
warning there
push.
after they have 30 seconds.
Yeah, I am.
So Shadow Fox knows that time is not on their side right now. When you're the attackers, you do have an innate disadvantage. And just like everyone else, when they have the sickness of time, you will eventually go down. And defenders do not have that problem here.
Will Shadow Fox C9 the point?
Currently 4v4, so we're going to see if this go down.
4,
Utilities going out.
3, 2, 1. I think that might be round.
That is round. No
That's
Shadow Fox
round.
on point.
Was there any contesting?
Nope, not that I saw. They pushed down now. They pushed down after
now.
round was over.
I think I'm going to call it for...
It goes to I think
BWB.
it goes. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it goes to BWB. Anyways.
Yeah,
When did the round start? Do you remember exactly?
it was 88 minutes. And it was
88
83.
minutes?
I called it on 83.
Yeah, no, it's an extra 30 seconds. So like they took the round first because they didn't meet the time limit, and the push was too late in the round. I think though BWB anyways did take it out in the from the gunfights at the end, regardless of.
That's the greatest issue is that they just took too much time clearing everything. You can be methodical, or you can go straight to objective, and not have to worry about time.
Yeah, you got to be able to check your balances here, and they unfortunately did not do that. Like they didn't have enough minutes on the clock here in their favor. No, they should have phoned a friend to check in on that, but that's how it goes down. Nonetheless, like it's a shame to see a round thrown through time, and even then, it seemed when they did push in too late that the round still goes to Did SFOX? No, SFOX did not come on
Nope.
top with that push. No,
No, they
even in the
lost
kill
that.
feed, it still went to BWB. So nonetheless, either side.
Well, that means that both have now won engineering, which means Medbay is now forced on both.
That's a good point. Both teams are going to be playing Medbay, and on that note, we might see a huge turtle strat from Shadow Fox, but I think that's actually not too likely considering how they've been playing. I think
They have been
again they
playing
are going to be
extremely
playing
aggressively.
aggressive, so yeah, I think it's more likely they're. I mean, they did kind of play that anchor strat the first round on Polaris though, so maybe they do an anchor strat on Medbay as well. We'll see.
They could do a deep anchor because they were doing a deep anchor on the grab ball engineering.
Well, there's not a lot of room to play in medical, so if a team sets up properly, they can definitely get a lot of lines of sight in here. So it's hard to anchor out. But like Haim said, playing those doors can be crucial for an anchor defense strategy. I'm assuming here by seeing how they play it on offense here that they're probably going to try to sneak another roam in here, like honestly just like BWB did. They had that one guy hanging below somewhere on the cargo area, and he took advantage once the team noticed they were on top of the stairs and called it out for them. He did get one kill and two medpeds down on 2 players, which is great for utility burn, but he definitely could have potentially done more. Like, for all we know, they're going to be able to get that going now.
Right. It's going at 79:30.
All right, so the match starts in 10 seconds. The boys are rolling. They are hungry. They are thirsty. They want it now. Match starts in 5 seconds.
Start.
Match has started.
And they are only leaving one person in the med bay.
Very
they're playing
aggressive.
One person going all the way to the front of the cockpit.
So Shadow Fox
No, there
switching it
was
up.
4
Last
of
round
them.
they played anchor. This round they're playing aggressive.
Actually, no. I think they've entirely left med bay. I don't think
There
there's
is
anyone left.
nobody in medbay. I saw 4 push up to cockpit. 1 was in hangar.
Incredible. This could be the first round we see take.
I have no
win
camera
by a
angle on
full
this.
take.
Here.
I've got my eyes on med bay.
So the team is in position. They're ready for the defensive strat to continue on. BWB is pushing up medical.
And we
Get
got
it. I mean,
contact.
just big flank here. Big flank here. They got it's 4-4. One for 3-4.
Huge.
BWB has the advantage. 3-3. No, there's a TK. There's a TK. It's 3-2.
One has left the Shadow Fox. Is now turtling on point.
One member is on point now.
You got BWB out of the right side of the room. I wonder if they're going to be able to
fighting down
pick
the
this
hallway
guy
along
in the other
medical right now.
hallway.
1 at the end of the hallway. 1 in point. On Shadow Fox.
Oh,
2. Hallway.
Shadow Fox
One
gets
BWB
another
down.
kill.
Second
Shadow Fox
BWB
gets
down.
another kill.
Are they gonna keep applying the pressure?
And another Shadow
Third.
Fox kill.
I think that's
Yeah.
round.
I think that's
That's,
around, yeah.
that might be round for Shadow Fox. They cleared him right at the end there. And that would make it 2-1 for Shadow Fox, which would make this match point if they did win this round. Looks like they did. They're backspacing for next round, so this is match point for the quarterfinals. We'll see who gets sent into the semifinals here.
Yeah, if SFOX take this, they will be meeting Howlers in the next round.
Howlers is fresh off a win themselves versus Sinister. So, you know, they got a lot of momentum, a lot of coordination. They did scrim a lot, practice a lot. They are active in Arena Commander, active in the PU. it's a tall order for any team. I think Shadow Fox does have what it takes to really give Howlers a challenge. And if they win this round here, I think that's a pretty decisive victory on both maps for Shadow Fox. BWB only getting one round per map. If this is the last round here, we'll see if BWB can hold out a med room defense. That looks like what they're going for here.
I'm hoping BWB says call an ambulance, but not for me right now.
Yeah, we saw them do a good crew defense last map. I think it does. There's a lot of potential there. BWB does have a chance to hold Medbay. Turtle up. Like I was saying, a more novice team to MLSC might not take that room and turtle up. And if Shadow Fox doesn't have a really good attack strategy, this could be disastrous for them. They might play aggressive, and because of that aggression, like we saw in the very first round, they're better fraggers like Smarty Up could get taken out early, and could be disastrous for them.
Yeah, but I think BWB may have made a mistake here. Like this guy, as we see on the stream, he's rocking a silencer, if I'm not mistaken, on the C54. That's a 7% damage buff on a gun that only has 10 meters of range before damage drop-off starts to kick in. That's definitely going to be felt here with the pain of the Polaris, whether you have those long ranges, and you just don't want to, at least in my mind, have any damage reductions when that one bullet can make the difference in here.
Yeah, you want like a larger mag size or something if you're gonna have a silencer, something where as long as you're holding it on that guy, he will eventually die. Because if you run out of ammo or they med through it, you're not really accomplishing your job. Another thing with a silencer is it should kind of be like a flanker role, right? Something that like isn't necessarily holding this upfront angle. We are being a little, we are hyper analyzing this, like I said we would, but I think it is true. I think in this situation, this guy with the C54 would be better off on a flank in some random room and shooting Shadow Fox in the back when they start to engage these med bay doors. Another thing I've noticed is they're not going full turtle in the med bay doors like they should be. They should be kind of like using the actual glass doors as defense, but they're kind of standing in the doorway.
Well, the round starts in 10 seconds, so we'll see if they full anchor again.
True. They might leave, but I get the feeling that they're going to full anchor. Just like they did for crew. I feel like we're going to see a last-ditch crew effort here.
Interesting choice to use your shotgun to open the door.
Yeah,
I would say that it's better to leave that door closed. But again, they have gone full turtle here, so we are seeing this mid turtle thing kind of disappear. This is a little risky to have two guys behind this desk. I think this is prime grenade territory, and these guys in these doors on the sides might not be able to stop that. These guys could throw a grenade straight through that middle door, and
especially since that hangar door being broken and stuck open.
You can long arm a grenade there.
I think what's going to happen is they're just going to get inadvertently killed, if you get what I mean. They're going to, like, Shadow Fox might throw a grenade at the glass door, and it might fall in the corner, and it's going to knock both of them around and do a lot of damage. And if a couple grenades go off, it could be enough damage to kill both of those guys behind the desk without Shadow Fox even intending for it to happen.
Yeah, very good points. Plus, when you're prone, like, you get the flinching animation, so it's very risky to play a position like that and not have the abilities to fight back effectively.
It's a good point. Yep, I didn't even think about the flinching thing. It is going to be difficult for him to turtle behind that desk like that and get anything going effectively. They're banking on Shadow Fox basically not throwing grenades in there and getting enough off to kill him.
I think they're banking on Shadow Fox once again running down the clock, because it's almost been 2 minutes and there's been no sight of them at this door.
That's true. They did lose this first round on time. Will they lose the second on time as well? Another downside is sorry to rob your Clever. Quip. My bad.
That's okay. Piracy isn't allowed gameplay in Star Citizen.
I was gonna say, if Shadow Fox does throw a grenade, right? I think an issue could be these guys medding after getting hit with a grenade, and it might give away their position as well.
Yep.
So there's a lot of downsides to being behind that desk.
SFOX just finished clearing the bridge side of the Polaris. They're about to come into the T junction here.
And they've already run down half the block. Let's see what they do with the other half.
Yeah, they come out of the dorms again. One going towards the brig. Nope, there's 3, 4.
Shadow Fox is in the house.
They have cleared the area. There's 4 players here. We don't know where the 5th one is. He
2
might be
minutes.
coming the other side.
2 minutes remaining. "90 seconds.
Shadow Fox really looking to push at the last second here. I'm wondering if they really are clearing every room, or if there's a purpose to that at this point. If it's just taking too long. It's a big ship, so can't clear everything. That's kind of the element of that one little defensive advantage. Fire Drake
First
gets
kill
the cause
for,
fire,
yeah,
yeah.
Yes,
BWB?
the first kill.
There's a flank coming. Oh, nope, that's I forgot. Sorry, that's SFOX opening there in the hangar. SFOX gets hit. They're using a shotgun at range. Does put
So
some
they
damage
got a
down.
Looks like they got a cross. Kaboom
1
gets
kill
the
for SFOX. 4-4.
Fire
3-4
Drake
now
trades it.
in favor of BWB. They're lighting them up. Medpen users are going.
Thanks for not goes down. This is in favor of
30
BWB now.
seconds.
Yeah.
They very...
Oh, big
BWB
nade
another
there.
kill.
I think there's only
Wow.
1 left, maybe 2 for SFOX.
Should be close
So
to time
we
as
are
well.
going to see BWB tie
15.
this up right now. They just need this last kill.
10,
Is it being contested?
5 seconds, no contest.
Looks like we got fire being traded in between the med bay.
Like
I think
round
that's
goes to
BWB's round due to
BWB.
time.
On
BWB's
time.
round, yep.
We
So-
have a tie game. They're just chasing the last kill, but you know they can have fun with it. But they took the round,
Fire Drake got the kill too.
and then
They're
Fire Drake
stating-
ensures he double taps the round like that.
Team member got shoved outside ship geometry.
Unfortunate. Fire Drake did get a lot of kills that round. Good job, Fire Drake. 3K.
Unfortunately, I don't think... Are we...
It was far
We're
too
not-
late in the round for that to have for that. Like he must have got hit by the nade
Yeah.
when it happened.
Unfortunate.
It is an unfortunate call. Like if that happens within the first minute or so, depending on the implications of the map, that it is a no, it is a fair call to go for the mulligan and the redo. They are limited on it, but unfortunately, it was down to the final moments of the match, and like at that point in time, I'm like it's got to be given to the boys. They did the work. They had the patience, and you know, it seems that these guys, if these guys are doctors, they ain't struggling because they got patience.
That's 1-9.
Going on to
I'm
the
just excited to
tiebreaker
see
map
that
now.
this map is going the
Fucking great.
distance.
That's
2-2.
great.
2-2, very big, very good. Like you know, it's a ballerina map wearing their 2-2s, and we're just gonna see who can take this one home. I'm hoping for that third map. BWB,
Same.
show me what's up.
Would love to see the tiebreaker map. It would be the first one we've seen.
It would, wouldn't it?
So this is going to be really interesting for BWB because I think we're going back to engineering if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Looks like that,
So,
Yeah,
yes.
and both sites are open for them now because that's they won both sites, so they locked it.
So
Oh,
Shadow
but-
Fox can choose.
Are they not restricted to either site?
Well,
There's two sites, so if you win on both of them, then you just get to choose again.
Okay.
it's the overtime round as well. This is the final point. This is BW's the BW started on offense, correct?
Yeah, BWB will be on offense this round. They'll be spawning in the Val. We got Shadow Fox about to announce what they choose to defend. I think it looks like. What do you think Shadow Fox is going to defend? They played aggressive med bay and then they turtled on engineering. What do you
I
think
think
they're more
they're going to
comfortable
go
with?
engineering again. It looks like they're all setting up there. I have let them know, but it was my mistake that we're allowed to choose which site.
No, oh shit.
But we shall see.
Well, SFOX hasn't oh no, they lost that defensive map there, so yeah, it'd refresh. But if that's a feedback the guys wanted to change, that they're locked into that site until they win it, or if it's the overtime map spot, then that's a fair point.
Okay, 30 seconds till start.
So SFOX looks like they're going to do the turtle strat and engineering they did before. It was pretty effective. I don't know if BWB has cracked the code on how to get down here and kind of slow pick their way in and do it in a methodical manner. It kind of looked like they were just throwing whatever at the wall they could and see if it sticks. They need to. Yeah, they need to organize a bit better here. They need to do some coordinated peaks. They got to throw some grenades, take advantage of the grenades. Because if they don't do that, I think they're in a lot of trouble here. I think.
So both teams have entered.
It is a
One's a
2-2,
medical
so.
side.
Again, this is the third round in a row. We're going to be on match point for Shadow Fox. Shadow Fox is starting a little. They have slid from the original 2-0 lead they garnered, but
5-man push from BWB onto the medical side of Polaris. They're watching the T junction there, and they make sure that they're safe. But they're unaware that SFOX is 5-man anchored. I think it's going to keep them on their toes. BWB is pushing
they're
up.
already in. You're saying, right? Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
they're already
so here they come. I think this left. This is the one they were holding. This left stairwell is that stairwell they were holding last time. Yep, they're coming straight for it. Hopefully, like I said, they get some coordinated peeks here, some grenades in. We'll see what they could do. They are throwing their grenades down. Let's see if they actually take advantage of it, though. You got to do more than just throw them. You got to actually push in and try and get those picks. They are pushing in right away.
They got to hit on one of the
crazy.
SFOX with a nade.
Oh, shit.
It's in BWB's favor. It's tied up.
Oh.
No. Shadow Fox has the lead.
Tied up again?
I think
No, I think
Fire Drake
I've
versus one
completely-
Shadow Fox.
I've completely lost count.
Fire Drake kill Smarty up. Fire Drake might win. Fire Drake might win the round. Did he win?
Oh, he got
Fire Drake
shot.
clutch.
Yeah, shot.
Oh, did he
got
went
shot.
down to Spirio? Spirio clutched it then. Spirio might have won the round for Shadow Fox there in the last
It might have
second.
been TK in
Spirio
that round.
clutched up.
Shadow Fox wins the game, 2-0.
That was crazy ending. Wow, what a push by BWB. That was really, really well done. They almost got it. That was
Yeah.
well deserved to
close.
Shadow Fox on the win on that map. They pulled it out barely, but they were a little bit better, so that was pretty impressive.
They had the strat that they needed, and BWB almost managed to come out on top. I think there was a TK that happened, but wow, that was a tight map. This one was a very exciting one.
Very exciting.
Well, congratulations to the SFOX boys. They move on to fight Howlers in the next round.
We do have one confirmed match for next week. It is EMP versus FCU. Saturday, May 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's what we're gunning for. Might change it up. I'm not sure, but I think that's what Grandolph and EMP agreed upon so far. But yeah. So then we also have Howlers versus Shadow Fox next week. That's going to be a great game. I think both of these matches are going to be great. So
now they're gonna be super exciting. And from there we could see like how the rest of the tournament will develop. That was quite the nail biter in the last final moments right there of the Polaris. Like that could have went anyway. Very unfortunate that BWB just couldn't pull it out in the last second, but good showing nonetheless on the Polaris. Definitely like a big step up from what they were on the Reclaimer.
yeah, lots of respect and kudos to BWB there. That was a good push. Is the stream going to be on this channel next week, or we're aiming for Griefers Pub? Correct.
If Griefers Pub is available, I think they stated they want to do the semifinals and final maps. So if we have people available, like I know it'll either be Crafty or whomever there is around. Crafty is
I'll
more
be
than
here.
welcome to do it again.
So we got one quarterfinal match next week, and then a semifinal match, and yeah, should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's only a few matches left, so there's like you said, yours with FCU, Howlers, and SFOX. Then it'll be the winners of your match versus LR, who managed the best Outer Haven, and then from there, the final match will be like whoever happens between those two, and then the finals and third place matches. So like there's 5 matches left.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get some good casting, and we'll announce where the next matches are and everything as well. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for 9, Crafty, Arky.
Mhm.
Big help.
Yeah,
Anytime.
thank you.
Everyone did a
Arky,
great
you're
job.
fantastic rep.
Yeah, really good job, Arky.
And our final congratulations to Shadow Fox for taking the dub and managing to squeak out on the Polaris and having a dominating run on the Reclaimer. We look forward to seeing you guys next week in the next match. Likewise with EMP and FCU, it's going to be an exciting week next week. And from there,